Good morning. My name is Shreyank Wadale, and my great city is Tempe, Arizona, located adjacent to Phoenix. Tempe is a city of over 40 square miles, which is home to ASU, one of the largest universities in United States. It is a student city where the young minds are engaged in continuous learning and exploration who would become a creator of great cities in future. Here is an interview with Nikolas Smilvosky, who is a professor at the architect department in Arizona State University.
I was born in Toronto, Canada, and I lived in Canada for about 5 years. I have some family there, but I moved to Florida, where I went to middle school and high school. I did my undergraduate degree in history, anthropology, and a minor in secondary education at the University of Florida. Then I did my master's at Arizona State University, and I did my PhD at Grand Canyon University. I can say that in my undergraduate career, I did a internship field school in Europe for a few months doing archaeology and GIS mapping. I really learned a lot about the surveying profession, engineering, how things were built, even back to historical periods. Since then, I just had a love for everything spatial, how things were laid out and why, both in modern times and historically. So I think in a lot of ways, that was one of the first jobs that really helped my modern career. But I worked for a company. I was the director of mapping solutions. And so I ran a team of about 44 people that did primarily utility and construction design and actually putting in utilities. And that really helped me understand how a city works. And when you get to the foundation that utilities and road networks are the foundations for cities and buildings and people and environments and parks, you realize that there's this interconnectivity in between, these elements within a city. So it is just the way my background kind of culturally, just with the way I was raised. I was raised to be a part of the place that I live in. And I find there's a commitment level that it's kind of like the golden rule between people. You should help other people and love other people the way you want to be loved. And in that regard, I love my city and I love my environment in such a way that I want to give and love to my city so my city can love me, back in return. We live in these microclimate environments, whether in big cities or urban or suburban areas, whatever. And these are our areas to have a life and to have family and friends. And so I've just had this connection always with the environment, especially the built environment. I don't know what it is, but there's a majesty to buildings and what humans can create. I don't know. I don't know if that's an answer, but I've joked that I live, dream, eat, and sleep geographic sciences. Like, I love it. I've always been very committed to things that are associated with my job. I often try to make connections outside of the workforce and right at the company and have a bigger breadth. Again, networking, being involved in. And I think as a person, you always have to ask yourself, like, before you do something, is what you're about to do going to help you in the future? Or is it going to help somebody else in the future? And then you can do a quick self-assessment and determine if it's worth your time to do in the first place. I get involved in things I'm passionate in, right? I mentioned politics and how the city has helped me. And so, getting involved in things that I believe will help our city and help the people moving to our city. And again, it's just a personal decision. We only have so many hours in the day, and I try to, I'm not sure if that's what you were trying to get at, but I always look for opportunities where I can engage. And you never know when that opportunity may arise. And it was as easy as it sounds. As you'll see with group work in EDS 401, groups, we all have different opinions and backgrounds, and we often don't get along. I just try to be as empathetic and sympathetic as I can, trying to put myself in the other person's shoes. The thing is just being as inclusive as possible, creating an atmosphere where everybody within the group feels confident and secure that they are allowed to talk and collaborate without whiplash or without problems. And professors and teachers throughout my academic career, my history teacher in high school, Professor Cormac O'Riordan, Professor Florin Kurta in my undergraduate. But throughout my career, I've had some really awesome teachers, family members, but also bosses. Keep doing what you're doing. You're obviously an overachiever. You've gotten a degree. You've traveled outside of your comfort zone in your own country. You've left your family and traveled halfway across the world. You're taking two degree programs as we speak, and you know you listen really well. And I would keep that up. Continue to network. Continue to build your portfolio. Establish sort of what we've done in the class in EDS 401. Know who you are.